What's going on, everybody? I hope you're enjoying your week so far and you're getting ready for a very exciting weekend. This is NYG Jeffy T85 here, and I'm bringing you your New York Giants Divisional Round Keys to Victory as the Giants. And this is one of my favorite parts of this entire postseason. The New York Giants are traveling down to Philadelphia to take on our division rival Philadelphia Eagles in what should be an absolutely epic, crazy, lunacy type of scene at Lincoln Financial Field Saturday night, 8:15 at Philadelphia on NBC. This should be fantastic. This is going to be a war on Saturday night. Now, this is going to be a pre-recorded video. You're not going to hear anything around injury news or anything. Because this is a Saturday game, so you're probably going to get the injury report on Thursday. So this is a pre-recorded video right now. So you'll most likely get the injury report on Thursday, and you'll find out who's going to be playing and who won't be playing in this game. Either way, Giants, Eagles. Who would have it any other way? If you are a football fan, especially a Giants fan, would you have it any other way? After their way they played against the Minnesota Vikings, where the team almost played a truly complete game in beating the Vikings. There's no other fan that would honestly say they didn't want anybody else but the Philadelphia Eagles. Because what is more bittersweet than going out there, playing and beating your division rivals, especially since this team has been lauded as the number one team, as the team to beat in the NFC, as the team that a lot of people have trouble defeating, and now you get your opportunity against them one more time after they beat you twice. The first time at MetLifeStadium when they thoroughly embarrassed you, and the second time you played against this team, it was actually a very close game in the end. Came down to a play here, play there. In fact, it came down to an onside kick. This is going to be a very interesting game overall between the Giants and the Eagles. And I'm excited. As a fan, I am excited for both these teams to get out there on that field, on Lincoln Financial Field, on Saturday night, and just go to war. There's going to be fights. There's going to be pushing and shoving. There's going to be disagreements. It's going to get physical. It's playoff football, but this is different. Whenever you see your division rival in the postseason, it amps it up to another degree. Ask Baltimore and Cincinnati. Ask Miami and Buffalo. Ask these teams that have played each other already in the division. When you see your division rival in the postseason, it takes already an amped up feeling and puts it up to an even a million times more degree. And that's exactly what it's going to be like for Giants and Eagles. Because these two teams do not like each other. These two fan bases do not like each other. These two cities don't like each other. When it comes to Giants and Eagles, there is no more bitter rivalry in the NFC East, truly, than Giants-Eagles, because of the fact that we are pretty much just up and down the turnpike. We are not that far from one another. They are brothers down south. They are younger brothers down south, little brother. This is going to be a fight, but it's a fight that I am looking forward to. It is a fight that I'm excited about, and I know the Eagles fans are excited about it too. They wanted us, we wanted them, we both got our wish, and now we get to face off for a third time. And it's very difficult to beat a team 3 times. Let's see how the Giants can do getting out on that football field against the number 1 seeded Philadelphia Eagles. So this is going to be a damn fun matchup. Let the best team win. Let both these teams get on that football field and let it go. But you guys are here for my keys to victory. And here are my keys to victory. Key number 1. I'm putting it first. Special teams. For me, special teams was one of the biggest bugaboos for the Giants, especially against the Eagles. In fact, the Giants played against the Eagles. That first game, they actually got a big play by Ellerson Smith, which put the Giants in position to score a touchdown. And then you see Boston Scott on the following play run it all the way back to about the Giants' 40, 35-yard line. He did it twice in that game. The special teams overall for the New York Giants was better against the Minnesota Vikings. But the Eagles have some guys out there, especially that guy number 35 on Philadelphia that just seems to be a pain in the ass. Yes, I'm talking about Boston Scott. Where he did that not once but twice. Where he returned the ball on us twice against us during that game. And put his team in good field position to be able to make a play. The Giants have got to do a great job of making sure Boston Scott or anybody on that Philadelphia Eagles team does not get good field position starting for their offense, because their offense is explosive. Our defense played very well against Minnesota, and Minnesota's got an explosive offense too, but Philadelphia's offense is a lot better. And it's all, a lot what could help out a team's offensive possession is field position. So the Giants have got to make sure that they get their team in the best starting field position possible going into this football game. Do not allow the Philadelphia Eagles, Boston Scott, and whoever it is to be able to make big returns and get their team in a position to get easier chances to score points. Jamie Gillen is going to have a great punting game. Because we played against Minnesota's defense and Gillen only punted it twice. There's probably a good chance he's going to be punting it a lot more going into this game compared to the last game. Because Philadelphia's defense is a lot better than Minnesota's. Philadelphia's defense is a lot more stout than Minnesota's. And Gillen is going to have a very strong game punting. And even for the Giants' return game, we're going to have to get ourselves in a better field position. Whether it's Gary Brightwell or Richie James, they're going to have to try to get this team to at least around the 30, 35-yard line, at least. We cannot get pinned into our own zone and let that Philadelphia Eagles crowd get loud, which is going to help their defense. So that's where the Giants have got to do a very good job, especially is on their special teams, because special teams has been an adventure this entire season. It's been a very big adventure, not named Graham Gano. Graham Gano is really the only guy on this Giants team that has done a very good job for this team overall in terms of special teams, where he's been mostly consistent. I know he missed that field goal at the end of the game against the Washington Commanders when we tied them at MetLifeStadium, but at the same time he kicked like a 57, 58-yard field goal. Special teams has got to be on their game, and special teams coordinator Thomas McGahee, you've got to make sure you get all these guys on tip-top point going into this football game on Saturday night against the Philadelphia Eagles. So that's my first key. My second key, and this is a big one especially, the offensive line has got to do a bang-up job. The offensive line has got to be absolutely on point. They did a great job overall in terms of their pulling on the offensive line to help spring Saquon Barkley, Daniel Jones in this running game going. And for the most part, they actually did a very good job pass blocking. But now you're going up against an incredibly strong and deep Philadelphia Eagles defensive line and rotation. This Giants offensive line is going to have to be on their A+ game. In the run game, in pass protection, in anything involving this offensive line. They have got to be on their number one A-plus game. Because this is going to be a very, very big task. Philadelphia's got a lot of good pass rushers on that defensive line. A lot. Hassan Reddick is about a 15, 16, 17 sack guy. Josh Sweat, he's got over 10 sacks. Brandon Graham's got 10 sacks. Javon Hargrave, I believe, has 10 sacks. Fletcher Cox was just under 10 sacks. Jordan Davis is a guy in the middle of that defense that can create havoc. They have at least 6 guys that can cause disruption in the middle or on the outside of that defense. The one guy on the offensive line I should not have to worry about at all is Andrew Thomas. Because Andrew Thomas in his last game in 44 pass blocks against the Minnesota Vikings, he gave up 0 pressures against Danielle Hunter and Za'Darius Smith, 2 of the better pass rushers in the NFC. I believe Andrew Thomas will be able to hold up on his side. In terms of the other 4 guys on that offensive line, we'll see. We'll see. Because Bredesen has been good for the most part, but I want to see how he can do against these defensive tackles. Same thing with Nick Gates. John Feliciano had one of his better games, run and pass blocking, but he's going up against a dominant defensive tackle in Jordan Davis. And a couple of very good veterans in Fletcher Cox and Javon Hargrave. Glowinski, same thing. And Evan Neal is going to have a game. He's going to have to be able to protect. For the most part, he did solid against Minnesota. But even towards the end of that game, Evan Neal was starting to lose some of his technique and his footwork looked a little sloppy. And Minnesota was starting to get home on that right side. I have no doubt in my mind, the Philadelphia Eagles are going to put Hassan Reddick on that right side to go up against Evan Neal because they know Evan Neal right now is looking like the weakest point of that offensive line because of the fact that he's been struggling to stand up and be able to pass protect on a consistent basis. So right now, Evan Neal and that entire offensive line in the run blocking and pass protection have got to be on their A game. Because Philadelphia is deep on that defensive line. They could rotate guys in and out on a constant basis. And this Giants team has got to be ready because Philadelphia is going to be coming after the quarterback at all times. And they might even send some blitzes up the middle. I know Philadelphia and Jonathan Gannon don't blitz a lot, but still, you've got to be careful of the blitz up the middle from the linebackers or even a corner or safety blitz. This offensive line has got to be good. So the first 2 keys, in my opinion, are very, very big. Special teams and offensive line got to be on point. Key number 3, get Daniel Jones. Get that running game going with Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones' legs have become such a big-time weapon for this Giants offense. It's really starting to throw off other opposing teams. So Daniel Jones' legs have got to become a major, major force for this Giants offense going into this football game on Saturday night. You have got to get Daniel Jones going in the running game. Maybe not as many rushes as he did. I do not want to see Daniel Jones rushing more than Saquon Barkley. No. But Daniel Jones has got to get those legs going and be able to pick up some of those chunk yardage on bootleg plays, on read options, rollouts, quarterback sneaks, whatever it is. Get Daniel Jones going in the running game. Because I don't know if Philadelphia is going to be ready or be able to handle Daniel Jones in terms of his running. So I want to see Daniel Jones and his legs, not just his arm, his legs, become a big factor in this football game Saturday night against the Eagles. Get him going in the running game. Get him going. Have him get some big plays for this offense. And what is it going to do? If Daniel Jones can start running the football more consistently, it's going to open up plays for Saquon Barkley. It's going to open up plays for the passing game. Daniel Jones' legs on his offense are a major strength of this team. He rushed for 78 yards. Got to get DJ going. Got to get DJ going in that running game. Key number 4. Test that secondary. Test that secondary. I made a video about this earlier in the week about the Giants' unheralded wide receiver trio. Isaiah Hodgins, Darius Slayton, and Richie James have all got to keep playing as well as they have. Don't be afraid to take a shot against Darius Slay and against James Bradbury. And also, before I forget, they're probably not going to have Avonte Maddox. It sounds like Avonte Maddox will not play in the slot. It sounds like C.J. Gardner-Johnson will be handling slot duties in the middle of that defense. Which means there's going to be a weakness in that safety position if you have to move Gardner-Johnson from safety to slot corner. Don't be afraid to take a shot and open up this offense. You already saw Kenny Golladay the last 2 times these teams played. He mossed Darius Slay. Maybe you see that again. Maybe Golladay gets a couple of more offensive snaps. Maybe you see Richie James expose the slot cornerback in the middle of the defense. Maybe Isaiah Hodgins continues his very strong play so far for this Giants team. And maybe, just maybe, Darius Slayton takes one over the top for a touchdown. You cannot be afraid to take shots against this Philadelphia Eagles defense. While they are very good at the cornerback position with Bradbury and Slay, those guys can't get beat. They can get beat. They're both older cornerbacks, and if you have some speed guys that can be able to cause those guys to backpedal in their coverage on the outside, take advantage of it. Guarantee. I think Slay will mostly be going against Slayton. Try saying that a million times. I think Slay will be guarding Slayton because I think Bradbury likes to go up against the bigger receivers, which Hodgins is. Hodgins is the 6'4 receiver. Slayton's 6'1 with speed. So I think he's primarily going to go against Darius Slay. Take advantage of a deep shot. Send Slayton on a go route or a 9 route. And let's see if he can beat Darius Slay over the top. And my 5th key to the game, run, Saquon, run. Run the ball. Run that ball down the throat of the Philadelphia Eagles. Plain and simple. Really don't have to go into much detail. Just run Saquon Barkley. He's been playing at an aggressive rate. He's been playing with fire and fierceness. Run that damn ball down Philadelphia's throat because they can't stop the run very good. Philadelphia's one big weakness on defense, much like ours was for a while, is stopping the run. And who does that play into the hands of besides Daniel Jones? Number 26, Saquon Barkley. Give that man the rock and let him run with it. Because if Saquon can get going in the running game, it is going to open things up for this passing offense. Plain and simple. Give that ball to Barkley. And for a bonus key to victory. The pass rush, which was very non-existent. This is going to tie in together. The pass rush, along with keeping Jalen Hurts contained in the pocket. Jalen Hurts is dealing with a right shoulder injury right now, an AC sprain. How are you going to make it even more uncomfortable for him? Hit him. Get to the quarterback, keep him in the pocket, and get him to the ground. Hit him. Thibodeau, Ojulari, if he plays, sounds like he will. Lawrence, Williams, all these guys. Get a pass rush against Jalen Hurts. Make it uncomfortable for that quarterback to be able to sit back in the pocket and be able to make plays. Plain and simple. So just to go over the keys to victory again. Number 1, special teams has got to be on point. Key number 2, offensive line has got to be on their best and overall game. Going against that big-time Philadelphia Eagles defensive line and outside linebackers. Key number 3, get Daniel Jones going with his legs. You take advantage of Daniel Jones with his legs. Key number 4, take some shots down the football field and test James Bradbury and Darius Slay. Key number 5, run, Saquon, run. Give Saquon Barkley the ball and let him run up and expose that Philadelphia Eagles run game, or run defense. And the bonus one, hit Jalen Hurts, get as much of a pass rush as possible, and get him to the ground. Giants, Eagles, prime time, Saturday night, Fox, 8:15, Lincoln Financial Field. If you're a Giants fan, would you really have it any other way? I sure as hell wouldn't. I'm not scared to play this team. They're not scared to play us. We both don't like each other, like I mentioned earlier in the video. This is exactly what we all wanted. And we all got it. And we have a date. Saturday night. I'm ready to go. I know Eagles fans are pumped up. Some Eagles fans might be already looking past the New York Giants and might be looking at the Dallas Cowboys. All I'm going to say is watch out. Every single team that's looked past the Giants this season, you paid for it in the end. Don't look past the New York Football Giants. You're going to be in the middle of a war. And this is going to be, in my opinion, a fantastic football game that I expect it to be close. And call me a homer. Call me a big-time fan. But I'm picking the Giants to win this game. I just think momentum is on their side. I think the coaching matchup is in the Giants' favor. And I honestly believe Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, and this Giants team is just playing at an all-time high in terms of their confidence. And when you are a confident football team, you're not making mistakes, and you have great coaching, and your quarterback is going out there and playing the type of football that Daniel Jones is playing, you cannot help but just ride high with this football team. I'm picking the New York Giants to win this game by the final score of 31-27. So that's my New York Giants keys to victory for this divisional round and final score prediction. So, if you guys like this video, please hit the like button below. Sub up if you haven't already to NYGJeffyT85 for more breaking news, updates, chatter, and keys to victory surrounding the New York Giants. Turn on the bell for notifications. Next video or short they'll be dropping on the channel surrounding the New York Giants. And you guys let me know in the comment section what you guys feel about this New York Giants and Philadelphia Eagles game. And if you are confident the Giants will pick up the victory against the Eagles going into this game on Sunday. Or Saturday. Thank you very much. Take it easy and say it loud, say it proud, and say it with a whole lot of Giant pride. Let's go, New York Football Giants. Get it done. Let's go and go to the NFC Championship. TogetherBlue, everyone.